announcements. I know y'all have the principal portfolio. Your second project is due this Thursday. So we'll spend some time on the block days going over some more strategies for some of those other principles that we've covered so far. Today is Snuggly Duckling Spirit Week Day. I was stoked to read that this morning because I got all my comfiest clothes on this time around. Tomorrow is Bright Colors Day, so wear all your neon type stuff. Good morning. Welcome in. Wear all your neon things, wear all your brightly colored, very nice show-offy type clothes for tomorrow's Spirit Day. What you have in front of y'all, and this is also on it's also on your desks. We're gonna do another sketch a day for 2 weeks, a second time. All right. So we did 2 weeks once. We're gonna do 2 weeks again, but this time I want to have some goal setting, which is what this thing is here. Some templates to help you guys actually start, using these sketch a day processes as ways to kind of secretly improve. So the reason I say secretly is because in my experience with creating art and with just kind of trying to draw as a hobby or make things that look cool as a hobby, I personally get very caught up in trying to do it right. I get stuck with the blank canvas syndrome of trying to make it perfect before I ever start drawing. And since I'm trying to make it perfect, it never gets drawn because at that point, I'm too stressed about doing it right. So that's why I have you guys do these sketches a day. It's because it gets you out of that line of thinking, gets you out of that mindset, so you can start actually building a habit, building a positive habit out of drawing and still gain the experience slowly but surely instead of trying to front load it all into one spot. So I'll talk about this sheet here in just a second. I want to go over your new module for the week. Just as a reminder, no school Friday, which is pretty sweet. I will be on campus, so if you need to message me or need something from me, I can be reached through email and messages, but you guys don't have school to worry about, and we're going to have most of our stuff finished up by this Thursday. Okay? Entry tasks, make sure that you are replying to the one, make sure you are replying to one that has my name on it. You want to click reply on the second version, not the big green one. Okay? So tomorrow, make sure that you're replying to the one that says me. Today we got some more Inktober prompts to work towards this week. And then it'll be a regular, one of those tomorrow. So entry tasks for the week, Monday through Thursday. There's also one for exit tasks, which we will do towards the end of the day today. Got to emphasize, make sure that you're clicking reply on this one and not the big green reply. Click the small green reply. So keeps it a little more organized and then helps us understand what's happening. Okay. We go to your announcement. There's lots of links in the weekly announcements, mostly for entry and exit tasks, as well as the new sketch a day for 2 weeks. I want to start by talking about that and by what this handout is in front of you. What? 8:30? Okay, perfect. We got 20 minutes. So I'm going to talk about SMART goals. SMART goals, how many of you guys have heard that term before? Raise your hands. Okay, handful. I'll go over them once again so that we have a little record of what those are. It's going to take forever to realize, but on your handout in front of you, goal setting is the way that you can actually see your progress, the way you can see your growth and see your development. With something like SMART goals, it becomes a lot easier to keep track of. Makes it more visual. So I have also in the announcements, as well as on the assignment, once it opens up, if you download this and open it up, you can fill in these boxes with type. So if you don't want to handwrite it on the handout that you've got in front of you, these are goals that we're going to be setting for Sketch a Day specifically on what sort of areas you want to improve on, what sort of areas do you want to practice more, what sorts of areas are you wanting to get better at? Is kind of the overall line of thinking with this SMART goals form. So, SMART is an acronym, stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. So each of these 5 categories is going to make it more clear to understand how you're actually growing, how you're making efforts to improve your skill, and all along the way, making sure that it's realistic and can actually be completed within the time frame. Okay. So I'm going to switch these around real fast. That's not the right one. Hello, everybody. Okay. Nope. There it is. All right, sweet. So with SMART goals, we want them to first be, what is our initial goal? And you can fill this out either on the handout or digitally if you want to download it. My goal that I have in mind is I want to improve my character design plus props. Okay? I'm going to say just characters / character design plus props. I'm also going to put my name at the top here. And then today's date is the 14th. There's no specific slot for it. This is the wrong view. I want this one. There we go. Okay. So here's my initial goal. This is a good goal, right? Everybody's going to have their own unique goal. But this doesn't give me a lot of information like the SMART is going to, that I can actually start seeing this goal happen. Okay. This is not specific enough, which is perfect. We're going to move into the first S. A couple questions that help you set a more specific goal about this general sort of starting goal. It says, what do you want to accomplish? Or who needs to be included? When do you want to do this? Why is this a goal? So I'm going to circle the ones that I'm going to answer for this example. You could answer all of them. You can answer one of them. You do need to answer at least one of them, though. So I'm going to pick the first one and the last one. What do I want to accomplish, and why is it a goal? So I'm going to make a little bullet point here. I want to accomplish, and this is where you get to choose your specific piece of your goal. Remember, mine's related to characters and character design. I want to accomplish more unique / interesting characters. And then why is this a goal? I like seeing how interesting characters can be created. Characters can be created. Sorry, I have terrible handwriting, you guys. And I'm going to do some bullet points because I would expand on why I want to see and I want to know how to create those interesting characters on my own. Okay, next we're going to move on to measurable. This is the biggest one for me, is because this is how I actually start to see my goal progressing. This is going to be different for everybody, but I'm personally going to measure my progress by practicing every day. Is a good one. You don't have to copy me because you're going to be setting these specifically for your goals for Sketch a Day. Practicing every day and also trying things I'm going to say specifically I'm not ready for. And what that means, that's still not very measurable, but that means I'm going to take some risks. I'm going to do something that might not work or that might not pan out in the way that I think it might. But I'm also thinking about how am I going to measure this? I also want to do it, measure it daily by spending, I'm going to say 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day is easy. It is a little over an hour a week. I can find the time for that. With measurable, you want it to be like check-ins. You want it to be something related to how are you noticing that this thing is happening? How are you noticing your perspective is improving? How are you noticing that your squash and stretch is going correctly? How are you noticing that your pose-to-pose keyframes are solid? Your in-betweens are clear, and your extremes are all well communicated. How are you going to measure that this goal is happening? Now we're going to move on to achievable. If I set a goal like I want to hand make a Pixar animated movie in a week, it's not possible. Not without me totally burning out and totally losing all the joy that is animating and drawing. So you want your goal to be achievable. Another way to say achievable is realistic. What can you feasibly accomplish within this 2-week time frame? Okay. We got a couple more starter questions here. Is this goal achievable within the given constraints? Do I have the skills required to achieve the goal? If not, can I obtain them? Is the amount of effort required on par with what the goal will achieve? This is basically asking, is your goal worth it? How are you going to make sure that your goal is worth it? All right. I'll let you guys fill out the rest of these, and I'll just tell you a little bit more about what each of the letters mean so that you have a chance to apply them to your own goal. Relevant, biggest one being, why am I setting this goal right now? Why does it matter? Why is it important? Why is this goal related to my skills as an artist, to my skills as an animator, to my skills as a digital illustrator, concept designer, 3D artist, a lot of terms that are associated with the type of work that we do in here. Time bound is nice and easy because you have 2 weeks to do it. You want to make sure a habit that I have when I set goals is struggling to follow through with them because I don't set a deadline or I don't set any time frame that I need to be working in. Highly recommend that you do that because then you can make it easier to do your goal every day, to practice your goal every day, work towards your goal every day. And then realistic is another important addition on that as well. Once you have checked off all 5 of these letters, you want to turn them each into one complete sentence and rewrite them in this box right here. Just as a reminder, you can also fill it out digitally by downloading this PDF and then filling out, once you click this and then click this, you can type in, you can type in the boxes. So let's spend 5-10 minutes filling out these SMART goal checklist. If you want to do it on paper, I'll take it at the end of class. If not, just save it somewhere safe on your computer. Once you click the little download icon, I'm using Firefox. Here, hold on, I have this cool new feature. Look at that. Okay, cool. So I can click save on here, and then I just want to make sure that it's somewhere that I know is in a safe spot, like my OneDrive or like on a flash drive. But I want you guys to set these SMART goals specifically for your sketch a day. We should be right at time here. And go back. The new one can be found in modules. It's right here. The reflection we'll talk about a little bit later. Doesn't open for a bit. But for this new one, it's got the dates on there. Make sure that you're reading the one that says 10/14 to 10/28. And we will wait. How much? Come on. It's less than 15 seconds. So fill out your SMART goals. They will be a required part of your submission, so please take them seriously. Come on, let me in. So I refresh. There we go. Okay, looks very similar to the last one, except it is due in Monday, the 2 weeks Monday, the 28th at midnight. We'll talk about the reflection a little bit later because it is not open until next Monday. I need to update the points. There's 14 points worth on this one. It still says 10, but I need to change that. Set your SMART goals. Make them related to what we've talked about in class, what you want to improve upon as an artist, what you want to improve upon as an illustrator. We're going to start with that today while we think about these sketches a day for 2 weeks. Okay. The last thing I need to show you real quick. You have an exit task today. You should have plenty of time to do it. I want you to, in a sentence or two, summarize your goal. It doesn't have to be your entire SMART goal, but it should tell me a little bit about what you're sort of working towards this week in regards to your your sketches a day. Make sure you click the small reply. Thank you. Click the small reply and not the big reply. Don't click the green one. Reply to the one that says reply to this one. And then there'll be a new one of those every day. All right? So reply to that one.